Alright guys, so Darko Stošić and Michał Włodarek at KSW 59. This fight is a heavyweight fight. Darko Stošić, the 58th best light heavyweight fighter in the world, moving up to the heavyweight division to fight Michał Włodarek after 4 fights inside of the UFC. Absolutely insane. He is the underdog in the fight at -105. Michał Włodarek, 8 wins and only 2 losses as a favorite in the fight at -125 for the slight favorite in the fight. Darko Stošić a little bit younger, maybe slight age advantage in the fight. 29 years old in the prime of his career. Michał Włodarek, 32 years old as of 2 weeks ago. But Michał Włodarek definitely has a size advantage as he is staying up at the heavyweight division, where Darko Stošić is moving up from the light heavyweight division to the heavyweight division to fight Michał Włodarek. But Michał Włodarek has a height advantage, not the reach advantage. As he's 6'2" tall, has a reach of 75 inches. Darko Stošić, 6 foot tall, so 2 inches smaller, and has a reach of 76 inches, which is a 1 inch reach advantage. This should be very, very interesting. Look at this. So he is the underdog on the betting odds, but the Tapology predictions have him as the favorite. 68% of the vote out of 124 different votes have him winning the fight by KO and TKO. Pretty much the same thing with Włodarek. Pretty much everyone is saying that this fight is going to end by KO or TKO, and I kind of agree with them. This is a heavyweight fight inside of KSW. One of these two guys most likely is gonna get a knockout. First, let's look at Michał Włodarek. 8 wins and 2 losses. Started his career back in 2010. Got 4 wins in a row. Not really sure how he won those fights. Got a decision win. Joined KSW in 2014. First knockout win, and then a decision win. Lost 2 fights by 3rd round illegal knee and 1st round guillotine choke submission to Michael Kita. Then fought Serdan Marovic in 2019 after a 3-year layoff. Won the fight by 1st round knockout, and literally 2 years after that win over Serdan Marovic, he's fighting Darko Stošić. This fight is going to be a very interesting fight. If you look at how he wins his fights, 4 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, and 3 wins by decision. His losses, he's never been knocked out as a professional fighter. 1 loss by submission and 1 loss by DQ. And then Darko Stošić, I mean, come on, 13 wins, 4 losses. His only professional losses to Devin Clark, Kennedy Nzechukwu, and Jamal Hill, and then Jiri Prochazka. I mean, that right there shows you that those 4 losses were against a very legit competition, because Jiri Prochazka is a top 5 light heavyweight fighter inside the UFC. Jamal Hill, a top 15 light heavyweight fighter inside the UFC. Kennedy Nzechukwu just got a knockout win inside the UFC. Devin Clark was just in a main event inside of the UFC. Those are his only losses. He got a win by 1st round TKO against Jeremy Kimball. Got all these wins right here. Look at this. So 8 KO and TKO wins, 1 submission win, and 4 decision wins. Those 4 losses inside the UFC and outside the UFC. That 1 knockout loss to an absolute beast in Jiri Prochazka, and then those 3 losses inside the UFC, all by decision. But come on, Darko Stošić, even though he went on a 3-fight losing streak, those 3 losses were inside the UFC against a really legit competition. So Darko Stošić still is a very, very good fighter. In the prime of his career, has the reach advantage, has the age advantage a little bit. And I don't know why they have him as the betting underdog. I think his striking is going to be way too much for Michał Włodarek to handle. I actually think he's going to land that big shot that might just knock him out. And I checked a little bit earlier for this fight. Darko Stošić right here, this is -105 for Betway and then -125. But right here for Bet Online has -225 for Darko Stošić. That seems a little bit more like it. I don't know what's up with these odds right here. But if anyone is looking at these odds, -105 for an underdog for Darko Stošić coming from the UFC, I mean, come on. There's no way I'm going to bet on Michał Włodarek at -125. So, I mean, come on. Look at it, -105. That might be a very good bet to place on Darko Stošić. I think he's going to go out there and land a big right hand, and I think he's going to drop Michał Włodarek with 1 punch, a walk-off knockout win in the 1st round. It's going to be amazing. Darko Stošić in his first fight outside of the UFC. I think this is going to be an amazing fight, but definitely a Darko Stošić winning this fight by knockout or TKO in the 1st round.